first had a pontoon. That was by there. This is the bridge again. They used to have a pontoon bridge across the river, and then when they built this, they went to ferries to ferry the cars across. This is the Lacon side of the bridge. That gentleman is Doc Eddington. He was the mayor of Lacon for a number of years and a doctor in town. That's Howie Siegfried. He was a doctor. And again, the gentleman that delivered my daughter Pam. That's Louis Lenz Sr. He was an undertaker, doing a little jig for the folks. Louis was about 39 there. That gentleman is Homer Barney. That fellow's name is Brown. He was the husband of Helen Brown. That gentleman there is Fred Gerald, great Rotarian. That is the fellow that built my house. He was the superintendent of schools, Chalky Stabler. Very good golfer. Lady in the left, I believe, was a librarian. She's still in town. Those folks I don't know. That's Joe Allen Sr. on the left, and Delmas Pettit. Delmas later became mayor of Lacon. Delmas worked for Joe for a number of years. That's R&K Grocery. That's Boob Kennerly on the right, and Mr. Raggett on the left. That gentleman I don't know. That's Paul Reinbeck. Packy Barnes is on the left, Doc Eddington in the middle, and Paul Reinbeck on the right. Packy is still in business as a lawyer. The year again is around 1936, 37. Good picture of Packy. Old Settlers Parade looking toward the river. That's looking back up the street toward the country club. Smith Drug would be on the right-hand side. This would be about 37. That's Vi Smith in the colored dress there with her son George probably there in the little car. That's Sandy and Snow. Lou Klein. appears to be Bert Pettit right in the middle of the picture. That's Vi going up the street in a flowered dress. Still building the bridge. Ferry boat again. Lacon Bridge around 1937. That's Ducky Drake. Ansel Hexter in front of his department store. That's one of his daughters, Libby Hexter. She and Valerie Allen are kidding around together. That's Les Scott, the editor of the paper. That is Eli Hexter. I never met Eli, but they tell me that's Eli, and he's doing the same jig that Louis was doing. Wilma Weir on the left and Verna Head on the right. Don't know the girl in the middle. Chuck Smith. Back to the bridge again. Packy Barnes again. He's right next in the alley next to Chuck Smith's drugstore. That's Walter Head, insurance agent. That's Selby Folvig. He was a farmer. Old Settlers Parade again. That's shooting directly across the street from the drugstore. That's the bank right there. Smith drugstore is right behind where I'm at, actually, or where the pictures are being shot. Shooting over toward the Public Service Company, or as it is now known as Silco. That building right dead ahead. Someone later identified that as Pete Carroll. Ran a fish market. Shooting now again toward the bridge, and you can see that it's got some superstructure up there, but it's not yet completed. Get a little bit better picture in a minute of it. Right there's a good one. Missing its middle span. Chuck is doing a little skeet shooting. That's Bill Baggs. That's Paul Reinbeck again. Chalky. That is Reel, Kenny Reel. Chalky acting crazy. And so is Chuck Smith. This is Dedication Day in 1939, August. Cars are going over the bridge for the first time. I had these pictures in cut. That's Sandy. I had these pictures in color on the Garretts. Shooting toward where Talton's is today. It was the bank building then. Skelelec Hardware was on the alley across the street from Chuck Smith Drugstore. That's a public service or Silco building. I believe that's Shirley Smith. My store. The Coca-Cola sign is on Charlie Reel's place. It's toward Silco. Now we're inside of Smith's Drugstore, shooting out toward the Skelelec across the street. This is shooting up the street toward the Methodist Church.
If I had my way, dear, we'd never grow, and sunshine I'd bring every day. You would reign all alone, like a queen on a throne, if I had my
This is a birthday party that Shirley Smith had, and the reason that I took a small portion of this film, of the Smiths film, is the fact that my first wife, I believe that's Bob Boswell in the middle there. Some of the kids I recognize. My first wife, Marilyn Schrock, is in that picture, and I haven't this part of the tape, mainly because that's Marge Holler right there on the left. I think That's Bob Boswell there again straight. That's a Sutzer boy, I believe. That's Pat Check there. Marilyn is next to Pat Check. And Shirley's brother George is next to Marilyn. Chuck Smith is taking the pictures. That's Pat. That was Marjorie. I believe this year is about 1940. That's Vi Smith standing. These pictures are taken around 1940. That's George with the yellow balloon. Over and gives Marilyn a kiss on the cheek in a minute. Right there. Oh my goodness. She gives him a kiss back. That's Sandy leading the band. In a minute you'll see Sandy with a baton. She was apparently a drum majorette. There she is looking around. Chuck is taking these pictures. Wayne Storm there with a saxophone. This is apparently a Christmas party at Christmas time over at Chuck's house, and that's Mel and Tat Schrock on the left. George is standing next to his mother Vi. Vi is straight ahead. The folks across the table on the right, I don't know. That's Mel and Tat on the left. Maybe Mel was going to make the ball disappear. This is Marilyn's folks, and that's Chuck Smith sitting down. Another party, Mel and Tat are on the right, and those folks there are Val and Libby Wink. Apparently Val and Mel and Chuck were very good friends, and pretty soon they'll show you a shot of them in their aprons with their names on them. That's Vi Smith in the red. There are the three gentlemen, Val, Chuck, and Mel. I don't know if Chuck was a Rotarian, but I know Val and Mel were. These are scenes of the earthquake in 19 earthquake. These are pictures that were taken by Wayne Weir. And as I said before, this is the aftermath of the tornado of 1942. I was out in Kansas City at the time, and I read about it in the paper and then called my dad, and I didn't realize that even until now, until I see these pictures, the tremendous destruction there was around town. I don't recognize too many of the buildings except when they're shooting toward the school. Taken by Wayne Weir. Shooting toward the cemetery and all the trees and limbs and things that were down in the cemetery area. Quite a cleanup. There's the schoolhouse. At that time, they had a brand new school, and it practically devastated the whole thing. There's the school again. Wayne Weir knows where these scenes are because naturally he took the pictures and he would recognize certain old houses, but I don't recognize the places because I was young at the time. That is that last home on the left was the Price Funeral Home. some colored pictures of the damage that was done. That is the back end of Mel Schrock's house right now, and that's the Drake house that's on the corner. That shooting, that picture is shot toward the school from the hard road, Route 17. The Price home will be on the right-hand side. No, I didn't see it. This is the group of cars, or all the cars that were coming across the river, the bridge, after the tornado, that wanted to look and see what happened. This is standing at the Keefe corner, Harold Keefe, where his garage was later. Now we have an old settler parade. Looks like the Scott girl on the left, Judy Scott. I would say this is around 1942 or 43. Sometime during the war. That's Libby Wink on the left and Ducky Drake, or Mrs. Howard next to her. Typical old settlers' day with the speeches and the parades. That's looking at the courthouse. I believe that gentleman was Ray Reynolds. That is Ansel Hexter, and the girl I don't know. That's shooting on toward the side of my store. It has a Kroger sign on the side. And swinging around, shooting out toward the country club. The grocery store there was Otto Eichsted's store. That is Bill Geedy. Some of these people you'll recognize. That's Garrels there. Wayne Storm coming around the corner. Mary Sue Howard. A Morris boy. That's Mel Schrock leading a group of the Methodist singers in the out in the side yard, shooting toward the courthouse across the street. This is when the Illinois flooded one of its many times over across the river at Sparland. Some of these homes you'll recognize. We're shooting back toward Lacon there. This is that area there toward the Whiffletree house. You'll see it in a minute that always floods across the road there. Just before you get to the railroad tracks, going toward the railroad tracks. There's a Whiffletree house. Warren Custer on the left, and that's at the City Hall. They're having apparently a graduation, and right next to it is Keefe's Service Garage, where today is Cowell's. Another parade. Lacon. There's the Rotary Club.